Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new, please kindly subscribe. In this video today I have a 2011 Toyota Venza, and this car is brought to me by one of my clients, and I installed this huge Android Edge unit in there. And in this video, that's what I'm going to walk you through on how you can remove the S-Stock radio and install this kind of Android Edge unit. Now to get started, what you're going to do is to pull the console at the bottom. The console is held together by plastic clips. All you just got to do is to pull it up. It's going to come out easily. So the next thing is to take the climate control switch out, and it's held together by a Phillips screw. And once you take that Phillips screw out, you're gonna have access to the climate control. So behind the climate control, there's gonna be a wiring harness. So just make sure you press and remove that and put the climate control somewhere. So the next thing to do now is to take the bracket holding the stock head radio down, and this is held together by 10mm bolts. There are 4 10mm bolts, 2 at the front and 2 at the corner. And there's something I want to mention to you: you don't want to use a straight ratchet wrench to take it out. You need to use the flexible one because of the corners. Trust me, you need to get this so you can be able to get into those corners. And once you take the screws out, the next thing is just to pry the corner of the radio frame. It's gonna come out easily, and that's all you need to do, and your radio will come out. Once you pull out the radio out gently, there's gonna be a wiring harness for the hazard light and some control at the top. You need to disconnect that, and strictly behind the radio you're gonna see all the wiring harness and the antenna harness. You just need to disconnect them one after the other. Now the radio has been successfully removed. This is the new radio I'm about to install in it. I'll leave the link to purchase it in the description. So from the old radio, there are some things I will have to remove to put in the new one, like the air vents. I have to take both air vents out, and for me to be able to do that, I have to take the frame off the radio, and there are Phillips screws I need to take out on both sides to be able to release the frame of the radio. Now successfully remove the radio from the frame. I have to remove the buttons for the hazard light at the top, and as well the air vents, and then put them in the frame of the new radio. So this is the hazard light button. I said I'll be putting it right behind there because I still need to be able to use it. So now I've put this into the new frame. They're well seated in there. I used the yellow clip also from the old frame to put into this new one. And now that everything is done, what I need to do is to plug the wire harness for the radio. This is just a standard 16-pin Android radio harness for Toyota. You can see the pigtails are going to be connected to the other end of the car. There's going to be 2 for power and audio, and there's going to be 1 for the steering wheel control. So you're going to use 3, and 1 is not going to be needed. You see that one? You don't need it. Only if your car has maybe an amplifier or some other features. And this is the antenna plug-in. It's the same thing. I need the white one. I don't need the blue. The blue is serial FM. So let me go ahead and start the car to actually test the radio and see if it works. and you can see the Android logo of the radio coming up, and I'm waiting for it to officially boot up. It didn't take long for it to boot up. Now what I want to do is to map the steering wheel of the car to the radio, and I go to the steering wheel app and I'm gonna map everything right now, and for you to know that the steering wheel control actually works. Now I've completed mapping of the steering wheel control. Now let me go ahead and minimize this so I can show you that the steering wheel control works. You can see the volume button going up and down, and that's fine. Now that I've tested the radio is working. The next thing is for me to go ahead and install the reverse camera, the GPS, and other accessories. And this is the RCA that will be going to the back of the reverse camera. It's plugged into the reverse wire, the reverse trigger of the radio, and I'll be plugging everything. That's the USB. I'm gonna be dropping it through that port of the console, and I also have the GPS placed behind the radio. So now I've finished the installation of the radio and I've covered up all the open area. This is where I dropped the USB, the two USB coming from the radio, and I'm just gonna take the plastic cover up. So the next thing is for me to continue with the installation of the reverse camera, and I'm gonna run the wire from the front side and all the way to the back. And first I need to open up the trunk, this cover of the trunk, because this is where I'm going to be running the wire all through. This are held together by plastic clips. All you just got to do is to pry them all around, and it's going to come out this way. And like I said, they're all held together by plastic clips. You can see there's one clip still stuck in there. I'm just going to take that one out, and that's the cover covering the larger portion of the trunk, but there's still going to be some on the sides. I'm just going to pull them down. They're all held together by plastic clips. So there are some 10mm nuts I have to take out so I can have access to the panel where I'm going to be installing the reverse camera, and also I need to be able to take out the rear light assemblies on both sides before I can have access to that panel. And these are all the things I've taken out, taking the panel out, and there are a lot of bolts and screws you're gonna have to take out. Look at them all, and this is the panel I'm talking about. I will be installing the reverse camera right there so I can have so I can be able to use it. And let me walk you through how I wired my reverse camera wire all the way from the front. I went through the top and round and to the back. Like I said, I went all the way to the top and to the back, but unfortunately, even going that way, the wire wasn't still, the RCA wire wasn't long enough. So when you are installing, make sure you purchase the right length of RCA. What I did here is I bought extra RCA wire on Amazon. That's a male to female, which I use as an extension. Otherwise I'm not going to be able to use that, so gotta be sure you're buying the right the total amount. You can see that's how I'm able to extend the RCA wires, so for me to do the reverse camera. So this is the wire going into your reverse light, and this is how I've drawn the connection. The gray one is the positive and the white one is the negative. So you just tap the trigger coming from your Android radio together with the one coming from the reverse camera, join them together to the positive of the reverse light. So now I'm just gonna go into the car and show you how the reverse camera it's looking. I will put the car into reverse right now, and you will see, I can see my reverse camera is working. So, and it's looking really beautiful. You can see how big and the display is. That's one thing I appreciate about this radio. The screen is very big. And the next thing is just for me to go behind and make sure I cover up. I cover the trunk with all this thing, and that's all I need to do, and I'll be good to go. Now, as you can see, the installation is so beautiful. I'm gonna play music, test the steering wheel control to make sure everything is fine before I hand the car over to my client, who's very satisfied with the installation. And if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you again sometime. Thank you.